All right, so welcome to Chapter 10. This chapter discusses security and privacy. So we're going to talk about different types of cybercrime, differentiate between various types of malware, explain how to secure a computer, practice safe computing, discuss some laws that are related to computer security and privacy. So, personal cybercrime is perpetrated against individuals as opposed to businesses and other organizations. These are crimes that affect you directly and that you need to be aware of. Cyberbullying and cyberstalking are two categories of harassment. When the exchange involves two minors, it is cyberbullying. When it involves adults, it is cyber harassment. Cyberstalking is serious also in nature. I think they're all serious. I wouldn't necessarily say cyberstalking is more serious, okay? Because the stalker will usually demonstrate a pattern of harassment and definitely poses a credible threat of harm. Okay. Whereas here, especially with cyberbullying, that can lead to self-harm. Okay, so pretty awful stuff. Okay, phishing. Phishing uses email messages and IMs that appear to be from a legitimate business. The intent of such a communication is to trick you into providing personal information. Right? Farming, on the other hand, redirects you to a phony website, even if you type the right address into your browser. So how do they do this? They do this by hijacking the company's domain name that hasn't been renewed or that has security compromised web servers. Okay, and both phishing and farming appear to be from legitimate websites. So, like sometimes with phishing, you'll get this email and it will look like this. Okay, you say, "Oh, this is my bank. Please," they want you to unlock your account. So they want you to click the link here. A lot of the times, if you're not sure, all you need to do is sort of hover your mouse over the link and it will show you where it's actually going to take you. Most of the time, the URL that's shown here is not where you're going to be directed once you click on it. Okay? Also, check the email address it came from. Probably the credit department at Niagara Valley Federal Credit Union. It's probably not a Gmail account. Okay, they probably have their own email server, so make sure you pay attention to all this kind of stuff. Like it looks legitimate until you start looking a little closer. Okay, typos, things like that, odd wording. Okay. Social networks provide ways for cyber criminals to contact and to scam you. Common threats include adware and other malware, suspicious email and notifications, phishing, and other send money scams. Common threats include clickjacking, in which clicking on a link allows malware to start posting unwanted links on your page. Okay, that's called clickjacking. Malicious script scams. This is in which you copy and paste some sort of text into your address bar. It then executes a malicious script that creates pages and events like from your Facebook account and sends all these invitations out to all of your friends. So it's a big bunch of spam that it's created and they're like, what's going on? Usually you're going to get people asking you if your account has been hacked. Okay, a lot of times you're going to see these malicious script scams and things like, what celebrity are you going to look like when you get older or something, okay? And in order to get the answer, you have to copy and paste that URL into your browser, okay? Once you do that and you press enter, that starts that script going. So you don't want to do that kind of stuff. Computer fraud. This involves schemes that convince you to voluntarily and knowingly give money or property to a person. Okay. Shill bidding. This is something, if you guys ever use eBay at all or any of the auction sites. Shill bidding is fake bidding that's done to drive up the price of an item. So, these are the people who they might recognize that maybe you've set your maximum bid amount, okay? And maybe you put, okay, my maximum amount I'm going to bid on this item is $50. So people might throw in a bid just to see what happens. And if they realize that now you've outbid them, again, despite their bid, and your bid has gone up by like 50 cents or something, they're going to realize that you've set up a maximum bid. And so a lot of the times they're going to, usually this is the seller. Unfortunately, I hate to say it, I actually sell on eBay, and this sort of behavior is disgusting to me, but people do it all the time. So they have like a friend, or they themselves set up a fake eBay account, and they bump up the price of the item until, they either max you out or you decide you can bid more, because in the heat of the moment when the auction's going, everyone wants to win, right? Okay, so that's shill bidding. Identity theft. You hear this all the time. Okay, this occurs when someone uses your name, your social security number, or bank or credit cards for financial gain. Keyloggers are programs or devices that capture what is typed on a keyboard. Okay, and these keyloggers enable criminals to capture enough information to wreak havoc on your finances and your life. So it's important to be aware, again, of what you're doing. If you're using like somewhere that has open wireless, be careful. Don't go do a bunch of financial transactions. Don't log into your bank. Don't log into your credit card accounts. Okay? Just be aware of what you're doing. Hacking. Hacking is the act of gaining unauthorized access to a computer system or network. Hacking has 3 categories. White hat hackers find security holes in a system to prevent future hacking. So supposedly these are like the good guys, okay? They are often security experts who are paid to hack systems. Black hat hackers hack into systems for malicious purposes, such as theft or vandalism. And then we have the guys in the middle, and I say guys, of course this is including women, gray hat hackers who hack into systems illegally, but usually not for malicious intent. Usually it's just done to see if they can, okay? Hacktivism. Hacktivism, such as that committed by, let's say, Anonymous, because they're the most well-known, okay, is hacking that's done to make a political statement. A data breach occurs when sensitive data is stolen or viewed by someone who is not authorized to do so. And an unlawful attack on computers or networks that's done to intimidate a government or its people. Those are the key words here. That's done to intimidate a government or its people for a political or social agenda is known as cyber terrorism. So let's talk about different types of malware. Malware is malicious software that includes spam, adware and spyware, viruses, worms, Trojan horses, and rootkits. Spam is a mass unsolicited email. It's popular because it is easy and inexpensive to implement. Other forms include fax spam, IM spam, and even text spam. And then the act of sending spam is called spamming. Cookies. Cookies are small little text files that allow the websites to recognize you, the user, and to personalize the site to you, basically via advertisements, okay? And so although they can be useful, they can also be used to collect information about you that you don't feel like sharing. So usually, I think they're actually required to tell you that they are using cookies. So a lot of times you click on these websites and they'll say, hey, just to let you know, we're using cookies. By continuing to use the website, you're agreeing to our use of cookies. And you say, okay. Adware. Adware shows you ads, usually in the form of pop-ups or banner ads in websites and in software. The reason they do this is because ads generate income for the software developer, all right? When these ads use CPU cycles and internet bandwidth, they can actually reduce the performance of your PC. So it's good to install an ad blocker on your browser, okay? I use one called just that, Ad Blocker, on Firefox, and it works great. It blocks a tremendous amount of the ads, and I recommend you try it. Spyware. Spyware is a form of malware that secretly gathers personal information about you. It's usually installed by accident when a user clicks on a pop-up or installs a freeware program that has a tracking feature. So you're not usually aware that you've just picked up some spyware. Okay. Viruses. A virus is a program that replicates itself and infects computers. A computer virus needs a host file on which to travel, such as a game or an email. The attack, which is also known as the payload, may corrupt or delete files, or it may even erase your entire hard drive. The virus uses the email program or games on the infected computer to send out copies of itself and to infect other machines. A logic bomb. A logic bomb performs a malicious act when certain conditions are met. For example, when an employee name is removed from a database. Okay, so maybe you have an angry employee. They say, all right, I have this logic bomb set to go off when you erase my name from this database. So someone goes in, thinks, oh, well, this person no longer works here. Let's go ahead and take their name out of the database. They do that, and boom, off goes the logic bomb. And behaves just like a virus, okay? When the trigger is a specific time or a date, like April Fool's Day, Friday the 13th, okay, a logic bomb is then called a time bomb. Worms. Like a virus, worms are self-replicating, but they don't need a host. Okay? Worms travel over networks, and once a network has been infected, it seeks other network machines to infect. Infect. Okay. You may have heard of the Conficker worm. That was released in 2008. Did a tremendous amount of, well, it caused a huge amount of problems, basically. Okay, you can Google that if you like. A botnet is a network of computer zombies or bots that are controlled by a master. Fake security notifications are the most common ways to spread bots. A botnet could launch a denial of service attack, which cripples a server or network by sending out excessive traffic. Okay, and then we have Trojan horses. So if you know the story from Greek mythology, okay, it's the same thing here. A Trojan horse, or a Trojan, is a program that appears to be legitimate but is actually malicious. Trojans might install adware, they might install a toolbar, a keylogger, or even open a back door on your machine. Okay. Let's stop here and we'll come back to this in the next video.